Jonathan Pye is at his breaking point, and his target this time is Keir Starmer, the man he believes has utterly failed the working class. Pye, with his trademark mix of satire and seething frustration, doesn't hold back as he tears into the Labour leader's cautious leadership style and perceived betrayal of the party's roots. "Oh, here we go again," Pye begins, pacing furiously, gesturing wildly. Keir Starmer, the man who was supposed to rescue Labour from the wilderness, riding in on a wave of competence and decency. And what have we got instead? A bland, uninspiring, corporate politician who's more interested in appeasing the establishment than standing up for the people who actually need him. Pye dives straight into his critique, pointing out how Starmer has alienated Labour's traditional base. The working class, the backbone of this country, the people Labour was built to represent, are looking at Starmer and asking, who the hell is this guy, and what does he even stand for? And you know what? That's a fair question because Starmer doesn't stand for them. He stands for whatever looks good in a focus group. He lambasts Starmer for abandoning bold policies in favor of a safe, middle-of-the-road approach. You don't inspire people by saying, we'll do a bit of this and a bit of that. You inspire them with vision, with guts. But Starmer? He's so terrified of upsetting anyone, he ends up saying nothing at all. It's like watching a wet flannel try to win a boxing match. Pye brings up Labour's response, or lack thereof, to the cost of living crisis. Millions of people in this country can't afford to heat their homes or put food on the table, and what's Labour's big idea? We'll manage things better than the Tories. Well, no sh*t, Sherlock. A penguin could manage things better than this lot, but that's not exactly a rallying cry, is it? Then there's Starmer's relationship with big business. Pye doesn't mince words. This is a man who cozies up to CEOs and talks about being pro-growth. Great. But where's the talk about workers' rights? About unions? About reversing the privatization that's gutted our public services? You can't just slap on a red tie and call yourself the party of the people while sipping champagne with the very people screwing them over. Pye also touches on Starmer's attempts to distance Labour from its Corbyn-era policies. Look, I get it, Jeremy Corbyn wasn't everyone's cup of tea. But at least he had the balls to stand for something. At least he had policies that aimed to make life better for ordinary people. Starmer's big idea? Pretend none of that ever happened and hope nobody notices. The rant gets more impassioned as Pye reflects on what's at stake. This country is falling apart. The NHS is on its knees. Wages are stagnant. Inequality is through the roof. And the one party that's supposed to stand up for the little guy is too busy playing nice with the Daily Mail to give a damn. How did we get here? How did the party of Attlee, of Nye Bevan, of actual, meaningful change become this? Pye's frustration boils over as he imagines what working-class voters must be thinking. If you're a steelworker in Sheffield or a single mom in Manchester, you're not looking at Starmer and thinking, there's a man who gets me. You're thinking, this guy wouldn't know a hard day's work if it slapped him in the face. He ends with a sobering call to action. Labour was once the hope of the working class. It was the party that built the NHS, that fought for fair wages, that stood up to the powerful. And now? Now it's a pale shadow of itself. If Starmer wants to lead, he needs to grow a spine and remember who he's supposed to be fighting for. Because if he doesn't, the working class will find someone else who will. Jonathan Pye's fiery takedown of Keir Starmer isn't just a rant, it's a warning. A warning to Labour, to Starmer, and to the entire political establishment. Britain's working class deserves better, and they're not going to wait forever to get it.